This is one of the most bizarre WWE pay-per-views we've seen in a while. Very questionable booking decisions, very odd finishes. But hey, at least we got the Ultimate Farmer, Brock Lesnar. Papi is back. Oi oi, what a hairstyle. I've heard a brand new barber came to the village, and that's why we have the Ultimate Farmer with that farmer swag. And look at the man's physique. I'm actually good friends with Brock Lesnar. I've heard he's not lifting weights anymore, he's just straight up lifting cows. You know, not only that, he's using the cows as dumbbells. Truly one of a kind. Now you may be wondering, is Brock Lesnar a heel? A babyface? I mean, it's pretty confusing. He did call out Roman Reigns, but after the show he attacked John Cena. And the answer is, he's Brock Lesnar. He does what he wants, when he wants. I act how I feel the great when it comes straight from the heart. I mean, you just gotta respect that. So, yes, SummerSlam 2021. Very bizarre pay-per-view, a mixed bag. We did get a few highlights, and I don't hate the pay-per-view, but some booking decisions are just questionable. I would say they're bad. I do have some excuses for them. I understand why WWE did them, some of them. I couldn't defend two wrestlers being defeated by water. What was the reason of that segment, by the way? Do we really have that much history with Xavier Woods, John Morrison, and The Miz? What is happening? Also, Becky Lynch made her return. What a great moment, just completely ruined. I'll talk about that in a second, but let's talk about the Kickoff Show. We got Baron Corbin versus Big E. Big E won the match, and he has the briefcase now. So Corbin, well, I guess he'll come back home and tell his daughter, well, spaghetti, we can't afford that anymore. Bugs. Bugs is what people eat right now. We gotta try bugs. The main show kicked off with RK Bro versus the Raw Tag Team Champions AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The match was good, but in a way it was really short, and that was a common issue during this pay-per-view. A lot of matches were way too short, and once they actually picked up, they ended. And that's exactly what happened during this match. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get an RKO to Omos. It's SummerSlam, it's supposed to be treated like WrestleMania, it's in front of 50,000 people. And I honestly, even though we had this huge crowd, huge building, huge pay-per-view, it honestly to me sometimes felt like Raw. And that is not a very good sign. I'll explain that in a second. So Randy Orton and Riddle won the match with a very nice looking RKO. And we have new Raw Tag Team Champions. A great way to kick off the pay-per-view. I think it was a bit too short. You know, maybe next time have less matches. Or maybe avoid having Eva Marie on the pay-per-view. That would be appreciated. Randy Orton was really into it. He wasn't even playing a heel anymore. He wanted to fist bump Riddle, but Riddle didn't see it, so he slapped his ass, and we got a fist bump, and then he slapped his ass again. The first slap, I understand. The second one, I don't get it. He probably enjoyed it. Now Riddle is gonna be the one who's be like, Randy, you gotta chill. We're friends, but not like that. So basically, everything except for the length of the match was great, so I thought, okay, SummerSlam is going to be a great pay-per-view. I'm excited. Let's continue. Well, poop, we got Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. I don't know what to say, man. We had a lot of bad WWE moments and matches. This should not be in the history books. Next time, you know what? I hate WWE censorship. This should not be on the WWE network. If you show this match to a fan, he is no longer a fan. He stops watching wrestling. Not even a CM Punk return can fix that. It was just as you would think. Very bad. But you probably expected something more, like superpowers. You know, that's the reason why we have this match. Nobody wants to see Eva Marie in the ring. Nobody wants to see Alexa Bliss with that gimmick in the ring. So we must get something really special now. Not at all. Alexa Bliss wins the match, and Doudrop says, and the loser of this match, Eva Marie. She steals the coat and leaves. I don't understand this, and to be honest, I don't want to. Then we saw the United States Championship match, Damian Priest versus Sheamus, the champion for the United States Championship. Or as the interviewer said, National Championship. Nothing wrong with this match. Unfortunately, the crowd didn't care. That was also a big issue. The crowd, maybe because it's in a stadium, didn't respond very well to most of the stuff, most of the highlights. When Becky Lynch came back, she was standing in the ring expecting a lot of cheers. She didn't get that. It was kinda awkward at times. The match was fair, you know, it's not like one of these Sheamus matches that we saw during the Thunderdome era. You know, they were really good. This was okay, and Damian Priest became the United States champion, which is a good thing. The first, you know, main roster championship for Damian Priest. I believe he was a North American champion in NXT. So that's good. I mean, he definitely needs something, and unfortunately, as much as I like Sheamus winning the championship, his title reign was just horrendous. He didn't do anything with the championship. I hope for a better championship title reign. You know, United States Championship is more of a babyface title to me ever since John Cena won the championship, so I hope for a better title reign, but with the WWE, nothing's for sure. We saw the Usos versus the Mysterios. You know, as expected, this was a fun match. A lot of action right here, fast-paced stuff. I really like the finish. 619, Ray goes for the splash, but Jimmy gets his knees up. We got a super kick, then a double super kick, big splash, and the Usos retained the titles as expected, and I actually got most of the predictions right. So I don't really have anything negative to say about this one, just a classic tag team match. We were supposed to get the SmackDown Women's title match, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, but the announcer said that Sasha Banks cannot compete. She's unable to compete, so instead, it's going to be Carmella. Oh my god, I actually thought we're gonna get Carmella versus Bianca Belair. I honestly believe this is the match we're going to see at SummerSlam in a stadium. Wow. But we got something better / worse. Depends on how you feel about it. Becky Lynch makes her return. Looks amazing. Big pop. This was great, and I'm sure all of us were really excited. She takes out Carmella. We see a face-off. Great. Next pay-per-view, Becky, Bianca, maybe a triple threat match with Sasha Banks. Awesome. Yes. Okay. Exciting. Let's move on. What's the next match? What? Oh, you're doing the match right now. Okay. Neither of these women can lose, right? They cannot. So I was about to tweet something. The match begins. I hear the referee counting. I turned to the TV, and the match is over. So I actually missed what happened. I only saw in the replays. You know, basically, Bianca Belair got outsmarted. We saw a finisher, and that's how Becky Lynch won. She caught Bianca Belair off guard, and she's our new SmackDown Women's Champion. A title that she didn't relinquish. She relinquished the Raw Women's Championship. So, first of all, that doesn't make any sense. And I know some people will defend it. I understand that. I know this is leading to something. Bianca is not buried. I understand that. And, you know, the story right here is Bianca was just shocked, and, you know, that's how she lost. She wasn't ready for Becky Lynch. But did it really need to happen? Ask yourself that question. It doesn't make sense. If she was a heel, maybe, just maybe, I could defend it, you know, because babyface returns, the biggest babyface, beats the hell out of a heel, takes the championship, everyone is happy. But now she did that to one of the biggest babyfaces in the WWE. It's like WWE are intentionally trying to get people to turn on Becky Lynch. People are going to defend this moment, this match, yet gonna crap on WrestleMania 6, I think it was, when Hulk Hogan came back, won the championship without any #1 contenders matches, with no explanation. He just wanted a championship and he got the championship. That's exactly what happened right here. I don't understand why are so many people defending this. Like I've said, I understand this is leading to something and it might be even good. What I don't like is that it happened in the first place. It didn't need to. All we needed was Becky Lynch returning, saying that I'm next, I'll see you at the next pay-per-view, and that's it. This This was bizarre. We saw Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre. I did not expect anything from this match, but oh boy, was it even worse than I expected. Nobody cares, right? So at least give us some kind of a moment that is gonna be memorable. Well, no, I'm not saying the match itself was, exceptionally bad. It was okay. It was a match you would see on Monday Night Raw. So I don't really have much problem, except for probably Jinder Mahal begging, he already looks like a loser. Why are you doing this guy? But Drew McIntyre wins the match with a Claymore, and that's it. He swings his sword around, and that's basically it. That's your SummerSlam match. Really unmemorable, and hopefully this rivalry ends because there's nothing left to tell. This was really, really boring. We saw the triple threat match for the Raw Women's title, Charlotte versus Ripley versus Nikki, and I'ma be honest, this might be the least interesting match to me on the card. Well, obviously, except for Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss, if we can even call it a match. Now look, I'm not saying the match itself was bad, I just didn't care. Whenever I see these three in the ring, it reminds me of Raw, and when I remember Raw, I get sick. Now I do understand what CM Punk said when he said that, this place made him sick. I get it, man. I get it. Charlotte Flair won the championship again. I don't know how I feel about this. So first of all, Charlotte was a champion. Nikki won the championship by cash-in, and next month, she lost the championship to the same person. Or maybe don't do that. So unnecessary. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. At all. What was the point of this? What exactly was the point of this? I understand you wanna make Charlotte into the next Ric Flair and give her 15,000 championship title reigns, but it doesn't work like that. Ric Flair's title wins were organic, it just happened to be that he was so damn good he became a 16-time world champion. Charlotte Flair won all of these titles in a very short period of time, and it's always forced just for that number. And you can clearly see that. Then we saw Seth Rollins versus Edge. So first of all, that entrance, man. We even heard Brood's theme song. Yes, full theme song. Not only the intro. Then the music stopped and, we got his own theme song. So that was already great. This was the best build. I don't think it could be any better. Might be the only SummerSlam storyline that was actually pretty much perfect. And I was worried. I knew this match is gonna be good, but looking at that SummerSlam, what happened before this match, anything can happen, and this might be bad, overbooked, but nah, this was obviously by far the match of the night. I pretty much called it. We got exactly what I thought we're gonna get. A lot of storytelling in the ring by Edge, even Seth Rollins, and a lot of athleticism from Seth Rollins. So we got this mix of styles and experience, athleticism. This match was also a big reminder of how great Seth Rollins is in the ring. I gotta be honest, I know Edge was always great. Is it me? Or Edge not only improved on the microphone, his storytelling is just the best, he's kinda better in the ring? Does that make sense? Maybe his moves are not as good. I don't know. I don't see the difference. Spear looks a bit better. But his matches are better nowadays. Some wrestlers just get better with age, and he's using the little things to make the match better. You can clearly see how much he cares about every single match he's in, because right now he doesn't need to be a wrestler, he just wants to be a wrestler. I absolutely loved how he avoided every curb stomp, because he knew that if he doesn't, his career might be over. So like I've said, this match was really, really good. One of my favorite matches of the year. Edge won the match, but what I wouldn't expect, Edge won the match with a submission. That's a new side of Edge. Absolutely ruthless. I mean, dude has black blood. So Edge won the first match of the rivalry, and it's gonna continue. Obviously, Seth Rollins is the younger superstar, so he's gonna be the one who's eventually gonna get, you know, the W, I'm sure. And like I've said, Edge is gonna win this one, as he did. And then Seth Rollins is gonna, you know, be frustrated. He's gonna keep attacking Edge, still trying to prove that he's better than Edge. We're basically going to see if that's possible. An even crazier version of Seth Rollins. He might bring back the dance. That's how crazy he might get. And oh boy, look what you did, Edge. Look what you did. I refuse to talk about this again. Wow, why? Why? It's like Creative just pressed a random button and it generated a bunch of words and turned it into a segment. We saw Bill Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. I'll give you that. Goldberg looks like he's in a very good shape. And oh boy, was it bizarre. So basically, it wasn't a very short match. It wasn't a classic Bill Goldberg match, but I wish it was. This was worse. In this match, Goldberg tried to be someone that he's not. He was using moves that he would never use, and it always looked forced. It's like after he does something, he looks very proud of it, and he knows he did something different. But obviously, as always, the match was a Goldberg special, and I can't tell you how disappointed in this match I was. There's something positive, I'll talk about that in a minute, but they attacked Goldberg's leg, you know, all the time, and he even landed on his head, as usual, a Goldberg match. And also with a cane, you know, they kept attacking it until Goldberg could not continue. And the referee basically stopped the match. Lashley won because Goldberg cannot continue. Okay, the positive thing is Lashley beat the crap out of Goldberg so much that the man cannot even continue. That sounds okay, but he had MVP's help and all of that, so, you know, it kind of devalues the whole point. But wouldn't it be better if Lashley just speared Goldberg and won? Or made him tap out? Or Goldberg passed out? Wouldn't it be better? Why we got this overbooked crap? And it gets worse. It gets worse, and Goldberg is just being Goldberg, man. He's just being Goldberg. So after the match, Lashley keeps attacking his leg with a steel chair and beating the living crap out of the guy. The leg is dead. That's what they're trying to tell. The leg, it's over. No more walking. That's it. Goodbye, leg. It's not happening anymore. Wrestling, we're done with wrestling right here. I died when I saw this. We saw a freaking mosquito attacking Lashley. It was, turns out, Lashley's son, and Lashley just beaten the crap out of the little dude. Look who's talking. That's not what I'm trying to say. I was just like, who is that guy? I thought it was a fan who attacked Bobby Lashley, so he beats Goldberg's son. And, you know, MVP, I think, said that we didn't know it was Goldberg's son. It could have been anyone. And this was just the best. Miracles! Miracles happen in the WWE. God might be real, and his name might be Goldberg. He can stand again. The leg is fine. He's also using that knee to support the other leg. Miracles, man! Wow! My man forgot to sell the leg. You couldn't even see the pain in his facial expressions. He didn't care. I know, your son is hurt. You're focusing on your boy. I'm focusing on my boy! Don't touch my boy! Lashley! Bobby! Don't touch my boy! I get that. I understand how he feels in storyline. But it probably should hurt a little bit, you know, it was basically destroyed with a steel chair. You should probably still feel it. And barely crawl to your boy. I don't know, this was bizarre, but I'll give you that. It was like watching a comedy movie. I actually liked it in a way. So this basically tells us it's happening again. And it's scary because this time around, Goldberg might just win the match. And of course, in the main event, we saw the Universal title match, John Cena versus Roman Reigns. And this was a very good match, I'll give you that. You know, I still prefer Rollins versus Edge, but it was still a very, very good match. It took a while to pick up, but once it did, You know, I think even heard the "This is awesome" chants. And you know what's interesting about this match the most is that we got multiple attitude adjustments. Normal ones off the top rope, through the announce table, all of that crap. But, you know, Roman Reigns always kicked out. But it only took Roman Reigns one spear to win the match. I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to sound negative. I think that's great. It basically shows you how strong Roman Reigns is. He's the guy who's gonna stay in the WWE. He needed that W. He needed to win this match. And, you know, they basically showed how dominant he is, and now he can brag about his very effective spear. So yeah, we finally saw the match. It's over. Reigns wins, as expected, as it should be. I have no problem with that. It's time to go to sleep, except... Oh my god, it's Brock Lesnar with My Little Pony hairstyle! Yes, people, Brock Lesnar, the ultimate farmer, buff, looks sick, looks sexy, awesome, my favorite superstar, my friend, my boy! Brock Lesnar is back. Look at that man. He looks like he eats humans. He looks like he eats bodybuilders for breakfast. I dig the hairstyle. I think he needed some kind of a change, and that's probably all he needed. I hope this version of Brock Lesnar is gonna be in a video game. My man is back, and we saw the face-off. I don't know what Paul Heyman is going to do. But yeah, this match apparently is happening one day. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see which superstar Paul Heyman is going to choose. If he happens to choose Reigns, who's gonna talk on behalf of Brock Lesnar? He doesn't talk. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be weird. When is that happening? At Extreme Rules? This kind of match? We'll see. It's probably Saudi Arabia, man. I've just realized. That's the reason Bobby Lashley couldn't just pin Goldberg. That's the reason why Brock Lesnar came back. It's happening in Saudi. They wasted SummerSlam to build another pay-per-view. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But Brock Lesnar is back. I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited. And it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of a storyline is gonna be this time. And, you know, I think Paul Heyman won't choose a side. He's gonna try to calm them and, you know, basically try to get them on the same side. But in the end, it just won't work. And he's gonna be a spectator instead of choosing a side. That's my prediction, I guess. But he might even choose Reigns, because long term it's actually a lot more, you know, important for Paul Heyman to be with Reigns than with Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar is not appearing on every Raw or SmackDown or whatever. So that was your SummerSlam, a mixed bag. You know, we got a few cool moments, some got taken away, and some things just didn't make sense. Some finishes didn't make sense. Some matches were boring. It was, for the most part, not a good pay-per-view, but we did get a few highlights and 2 great matches. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching the video, the great one. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.